I understand myself. Earlier today, I had a client who was getting a live reading tell me that she was struggling with accepting herself. And what does that look like in a practical sense? And I'm sat here thinking about that and feeling like I have more to say. And so I figured it could be a podcast episode. Here we are. I accept myself, and self-acceptance is easy when you understand yourself. I seek to understand myself. When I make a mistake, I seek to understand why I made that mistake. When I understand why I did something, then I can accept whatever behavior it is that I exhibited. I have a second YouTube channel that needs to be birthed tonight. I'm working on it. Except I haven't been doing everything that I can. I've been stalling, I've been hemming and hawing, and I'm just going to do it later. No, I need to do my eyebrows first, and we have to wait until my glasses come, and then I just keep pushing the date back. And a part of me wants to judge myself for that and wants to say, girl, just get up and fucking go. Why are you not doing the thing that you want to do? You're going to be great. It's going to be great. Why aren't you doing what you know to do right now? But I don't do that because I understand myself. I understand that I am scared to start again creatively. I understand that this is the beginning of me taking a step to expand my career and the work that I do. And I haven't put myself out there and done a new thing, like a completely new thing, like a separate thing, in like 6 years. I haven't done certain things that I know I need to practice and get back into. I haven't done it in like 6 years. And I'm nervous and I'm scared, and I am dragging my heels a little bit. And I understand that about myself, so I accept myself. Even though I'm frustrated with myself, I'm still frustrated with myself. The frustration is still there. I can feel multiple things about myself at one time. I can be frustrated with myself and still love myself. Just because I'm frustrated with myself doesn't mean that I go into I hate myself and I don't deserve to exist-ville. You understand what I'm saying? I can be frustrated and angry and upset with myself. I can feel frustrated because I have such great, amazing ideas, and I just need to act, and I just need to go, and I just need to do everything. And I also can still love myself and like myself because I just enjoy who I am, period. So there's nothing that I can do to change that. There's no action that I could ever take that would make me stop liking myself. I love myself unconditionally. I like me. I like who I am as a human being. I like the values that I have. I like the morals that I live by. I like my values, and I like my personal interests. I like myself. I like who I am. That's not going to change just because I'm frustrated with one specific behavior. And I can accept myself even when I make a mistake, even when I'm flawed, even when I don't do everything perfect, which never happens. I can accept myself. and I can continue to like myself, and I can continue to love myself. And self-acceptance is easy. It brings me a feeling of peace. It makes me feel a little bit more safe and secure. I can be frustrated and I can still accept myself. Acceptance comes because I understand myself. Every single behavior that I do, I'm like, oh, I understand why you did that. I'm not angry with you because I understand why you did that. I do not feel anger when I understand. Let me say that in a different way. Because it's okay to be upset. And it's okay to be frustrated. And also, once I have that understanding, I'm like, oh, okay. When I'm angry, I'm identifying a problem. When I find out the root cause, I'm tapped into the energy of a solution. Because, oh, I get it. I get it that you feel scared putting yourself out there for the first time doing this thing, which is just a creative thing. And you haven't really done a completely new creative thing since 2018 when you started doing YouTube, you know? It's been like 7 years since your first, okay, I'm going to put myself out there and do a new thing. It's been a minute. It's been nearly a decade. So, of course, I'm having this feeling of being afraid that the world is going to reject my ideas. It's okay that I would have that fear. So once I've identified that fear, now I'm already halfway to a solution. Because when I say that out loud, I think that's so funny. Because the world is constantly responding well to my creativity. Growing platforms on social media is kind of like my thing. It's like what I do. I do it well. I do it whenever I want to do it. I'm so good at doing it that I decide when I want to grow and where. Right now I'm focused on YouTube. I love that I'm in a place with my creativity and my business and my skills. Growing on social media is a skill. Building a business is a skill. Successfully running a business is a skill. I have developed these skills, and it makes me feel proud, and it makes me feel capable. Of course I can grow this second YouTube channel. I'm a brilliant woman. I have brilliant ideas, and growing on social media is kind of like my whole thing that I do. And then there's this other part of me that doesn't feel, I'm outside, so oh my god. That was the loudest car passing by that I think I've ever heard or experienced in my life. Oh my god. Anyway. I lost my train of thought. No. Oh man. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna wrap this up. I was talking about myself. I was talking about my creativity. There's another part of me that is also afraid. I have this fear that, like, I'm not smart enough. And it's so funny because I have this secret fear that I'm secretly a stupid person who does not understand things. my secret fear is that I'm actually not a smart person. And saying that out loud is fucking hilarious. Stupid people don't build businesses. Stupid people don't build successful businesses. Stupid people don't start businesses and build global brands. Stupid people don't get paying clients from all over the fucking world. My client retention rate is kind of crazy. People work with me and they pay me for years. For years. I'm kind of brilliant in business. I'm kind of brilliant in communication. And as I sit here saying these things out loud for the first time, I am able to completely change my fucking mind. And now I feel a greater sense of confidence and excitement because, like, oh yeah, I actually am kind of fucking amazing. And I do amazing work. And I am a brilliant businesswoman. And of course I can grow and expand my career. And of course I can grow and expand my income. And of course I can grow and expand my brand. That's all that I'm doing. I know how to do that. I do that all the time. I do it in my sleep. Literally. I love that I live in a world where I make money while I'm sleeping for my creative gifts and talents and skills. My second YouTube channel is literally just an extension of that. It's the same shit you've been doing this whole time, Diva. Same shit. Oh my God. Twin, where have you been? Okay. Focus, because we're almost done. We're almost done with this episode. Whew. I understand why I've been dragging my heels. And because I have that understanding, now I'm able to identify and look for a solution. When I have understanding, I identify a problem. When I identify a problem, I am then in the position to seek out a solution. So accepting myself means I now am aware that I have a problem, a limiting belief that's come up, a fear, a something, a problem with my sleep schedule, a problem with my diet, a problem with my blood sugar. I don't know. But when I realize that I have a problem, I am now in the position to seek out a solution. And I know that solutions are available. So I know that it's going to be okay. So I accept the mistake. And I identify a problem that now needs a solution. And then I'm off finding the solution. I'm changing my mindset. I'm changing my sleep schedule. I'm doing something different. I pivot, I shift, I grow, I expand. I'm flexible. That's what self-acceptance looks like for me in a very practical sense. Why am I beating up the mistake? Why am I dogpiling on top of myself? Why am I making it worse? Why am I punishing myself? Why am I making myself feel bad right now? That's not necessary. That's not supportive. That doesn't make me more money. That doesn't grow and expand my business anymore. That doesn't get me any closer to my dream relationship. That doesn't get me anywhere. It is a complete waste of my time to downward spiral and to beat myself up over my fucking mistakes. And I don't know if it's the Capricorn moon in me or what, but I do not have an interest in wasting my fucking time. So when I understand that beating myself up, if that doesn't get me anywhere closer to a solution, that does not do shit for me. That's not a path that I'm going to choose. So instead of beating myself up, I'm going to accept myself, and I'm going to love myself, and I'm going to honor myself unconditionally. That is the path that I choose to take to my solution. Self-acceptance is understanding. My body did not get better when I beat myself up. My physical appearance and my weight and my physical health did not improve as a consequence of me beating myself up and being anxious and having a million fucking eating disorders. It didn't help me. Looking in the mirror and hating what was reflected back to me did not help me. But my relationship with my body began to change. My relationship with food and my relationship with pleasure began to change. I began to understand things about my physical body. I began to understand things about my mental and my emotional, and oh my goodness, it's so complex. We would be here all day. I can't even describe all of the different factors that have gone into my body not being healthy. Oh my God, so much there. So we're not even going to go there. But my point is that as I actually began to understand, I began to understand things like nutrition. It was literally the smallest shift for me when I realized that my plate should have several things, meats, vegetables, whatever. I can't think of it right now. It's a shift that changed my life, and it's the shift that I live by. But I don't call it by its official thing. I just understand in my mind, okay, now I need more vegetables. You know what I mean? So, okay. I understood that. And when I heard that, when I was learning this small little piece of information about nutrition, it clicked for me that I just had a pattern of not feeding my body the foods that it needs so that it can be the most productive version of itself. I became aware of a problem with the way that I was fueling my body. And so then I immediately was aware of a solution. And then I began changing the way that I ate. And it just looked like in the beginning me adding more vegetables and whole grains to my diet. Beating myself up, being angry with myself for looking fat or for gaining weight or whatever, that was never going to help me. That was never going to shift things for me. That was never going to take me to a higher level. So what point, how would it ever serve me to beat myself up for the mistakes that I made when I didn't know any better? Who does that help? Who does that serve? No one. So I accept it. It's done now. It's in the past. It's not coming back. We can't go back in a time machine and change what happened. It's gone. I understand why I did a certain thing, why I behaved in a certain way. I identify a problem. I find a solution. And then I'm having a better life experience, period, full stop. That's what self-acceptance looks like to me. I accept that I'm here on the other side of a mistake that I made. I accept that. I can't change it. Okay. I did a thing. I made a mistake. Okay. Now, I have to have a conversation. I have to reflect so that I can understand, why did I make that choice? Why did I exhibit that behavior? Why did that happen? From that place, once I uncover the root cause of, oh, I was behaving like this and like this and like this because of this and this. Ding, I'm aware of a problem. Once I know what's wrong, I know what needs to be fixed. I know I need a solution. I find my solution. I live out my solution. I practice my solution. I practice my solution, and I continue making mistakes and mixing in the solution until more often than not, I'm practicing the solution, until I'm living in the solution. Now I'm not making that quote unquote mistake anymore. We're fine. We're on the other side. And I never had to beat myself up. That's what self-acceptance looks and feels like to me. Because beating myself up and punishing myself and making myself feel like shit does not do anything. And I like myself. And people who like themselves and people who love themselves don't do things to hurt themselves or harm themselves. I care about my well-being. I care about my mental well-being. I treat myself the way that I speak to myself. I treat myself like somebody that I like somebody that I care about. So beating myself up, never an option. Okay? All right. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. If you want more good stuff like this, you want to dig into some exercises that are going to help you become aware of some limiting beliefs and start tapping into some solutions, you should definitely check out the free resource library. It has over 12 mindset and manifestation resources. It is linked in the show notes or the description or what the hell ever, depending on where you are listening to this, or you can just go to nathhughes.com because it's there in the beginning of the website too. Okay, I love you so much. Thank you for listening to this week's episode, and I will talk to you again on Thursday.